Hi everyone, it's Matthew here from Bead Spider. How are we all today? So today I'm going to be making one of our lovely beaded clover clasps. So the plan is I'll be using 6x4 crystals. On where?
It might not work until
1 second. Hopefully we should be live now, I'm thinking. Is everything working okay? Ooh. Great, great. I've been told it's all working now. Sorry about that. But yes, how is everybody doing today? Hi to Anita. Thanks for joining. Sarah from Bead Buy, hello. Barbara says hello. Bernie says hello. Hi, everyone. Has everybody got their tea ready? Kelly from Australia, she's on too. How's everybody been these last few days? Oh, Shane, my cousin Shane is watching as well. Just waiting for a few people to come on. We'll see how everything's going. Monica says hello. Christine and Jenny. Oh, the audio is a bit bumpy apparently. I have a feeling that's potentially just my stream, because I've only just turned it off. I had it on mute while the countdown timer was going. So hopefully the audio and the video are all looking good and everything's in focus. But anyway, so if you didn't see last week's, Saturday's video, so just a few days ago, I did the Herringbone Stitch with twins, which is this one just here. Wait, let's get a little bit of better focus. There we go. Hopefully that's working. So this was the video I did a few days ago. So this one was, our most recent video with using Herringbone Stitch. So if you haven't seen that one, the good thing is that today is the last day that the kit is on sale. It's been proving very popular. The kit is still on sale until around about midnight tonight. So that's about 11 hours from now that you've got if you want to get the kit for that particular bracelet. It actually makes necklace and bracelet and comes in 4 different colors, which the one I showed you was the golden turquoise. This one is the watermelon color. There's also the lakeside, and lastly the twilight, which if you didn't see that video, you can catch that on the YouTube channel or on the Facebook channel, or also directly on the Bead Spider website. We have a video tutorials section on our website, which you can find from the menu, and on there we've got all of our videos that we've ever done. So that's a great place to find all of our projects and techniques and everything like that. Christine says she's got me on the big television now. That's fantastic. I love it. That's great. Hopefully, you know, my head doesn't look too big. But yeah, so I'll just show you what we'll be making today. I've got a nice photo of it. Oh, one last thing, almost forgot to tell you. As part of the raindrops, the little labyrinth sale, which is this one, that is ending this evening. All 4 colors are available still, but there's not too much stock on a couple of them, but also our twin beads are still on sale as well. So don't forget, you've got until midnight if you want to get those on sale still. They're discounted. We have also got this week, seeing as we're doing where have I put the photo? Here we go. This is the Clover Clasp. This is what we're going to be making, this little clasp in the center here. So that's our crystal clover clasp using 6x4 crystals. And then I'm using size 10 Preciosa seed beads. If we have a little look at here we go, it's part of our Raindrop Necklace kits. So this video and the next video, they're both going to be on this, this necklace. The kit for this one is on sale as well. So if you're fancy having a go at making the full necklace, the kit is on sale, but I'm going to be showing the clasp today, and then Saturday's video will be the tutorial for using the chevron stitch and adding in the crystals. So if you have a look at the description of our both on YouTube and Facebook, the descriptions, because we're live on both right now, if you want to head up and have a look on there, there is a link to the pattern for the clasp or any of the kits if you want to get the kit. They're both descriptions are there, and we've also got a little link there for joining the Bead Spider newsletter. So if you're not on the Bead Spider newsletter, it's a really fantastic little thing that we do where every week, well, I guess now even more regularly because I'm doing videos twice a week, I send out an email about an hour before I do a live video. So that's the best way to find out about it. Plus, there's a link on there to watch it. If not live, there's a link to watch it on demand, just in case you miss it. It's in the email. Plus, we do lots of different patterns and tutorials, and we let you know when we've got sales on and all sorts of things like that. Those are in our emails. So yeah, if you have a look just up the top, we have our link to sign up to our newsletter. Daphne asks, do we ship to Canada? Yes, we certainly do ship to Canada. I think the price is £6.50. Doesn't matter what you're buying. It's a blanket price of £6.50. Shipping of whatever it is that you want to buy, as many or as few things. Even if your order is massive, it'll still be only £6.50. Elaine from Nottingham, hello. She's watching me on the big TV as well. So I guess if you've got YouTube, you can be popping it onto the massive screen, and I guess if you've got watching me on Facebook, that'll be the small screen. But has everybody got themselves a cup of tea? And if you're going to be making along, definitely head over to the website, and hopefully I can get this in focus. Our pattern is on sale right now, which is this little fella just here. It's only £2. So if you want to jump on and get the pattern for our little clasp just here, the Clover Clasp, that is the one that I'm going to be making today. So I guess I ought to begin, shall I? How's everybody going? How many people have we got watching? It doesn't show me for some reason today how many people are watching. But anyway, I shall begin. So because I'm going to be doing both the clasp, and then on the weekend, I'm going to be doing the Raindrop Necklace. I've got all the beads that I need. So essentially, I've got both projects worth. Currently, I've just got the instruction for the clasp, but I will have the pattern for the necklace on. Otherwise, like I've said, the kit for that necklace is already on our website, and it's on sale for the next week. So because I'm doing the video today and I'm doing one on Wednesday as well, the kit will be on sale, but everything that you need for it, just in case, is a 3x4mm crystal donut, which is this one just here. This is a 6x4 crystal donut shape, or rondelle, whichever you prefer terms wise. And then lastly, we've got my size 10 Preciosa seed beads. Obviously, if you want to use some size 11 Japanese seed beads, they should work relatively well as well. Let's see. Tammy says, hello from New York. We've got a lot of people from a lot of places. I'm really glad that these videos have been taking off lately, just because it's really nice to see people from all over the world coming and joining in with me. But anyway, shall we begin? Let's just take a little look at our first step photograph. So the very first thing we're going to do is string on to our thread. I guess I should explain. I'm using my Spiderlon thread, that we sell, which is a really lovely, high quality thread that we do. It's a bonded monofilament, and I absolutely love using it. That's what I'm going to be using today. Oh yeah, Christine asks, what color are the beads? So I've actually got I'll just show you them again. Just this one just here is our 3x4 crystal in the pink AB, which I think is color number 2 or 3. And then this one is the same in 6x4. Again, it's the pink AB. And then this one, I think, I'm trying to remember what the exact color number was, but it's like a metallic sort of pinky color that we have as well, like a metallic rose, maybe, I think it is. But that is Preciosa seed bead color number, oh, I do have it here. Here we go. It's this one just here. So color is 18191-102. So if you put this whole thing in PSB 10-18191-102, that's where you find this lovely seed bead just here. So anyway, back to it now. Step 1, what we need to do is take onto our thread 1 seed bead followed by 1 6x4 crystal, and then we repeat that so we've got 3 sets of each. I'm going to just have a lovely sip of tea. There we go. Wasn't that pleasant? I hope you've all got your cups of tea at home too. But anyway, let's begin. So first thing I need to do, I don't need my 3x4s today. That's going to be for Saturday's video. If you haven't seen the Raindrop necklaces, they do look like, here we go. So this is the sort of pattern that we're using, where it has a 3x4 crystal at the top and a 6x4 crystal at the bottom, which gives it that really lovely curvature. So you can see like that, it helps it to curve because your small beads are at the top and your big beads are at the bottom, which I've got it upside down. But either way, that's the design that we're going to be looking. That's why I've got 3x4s and 6x4s. But today, seeing as I'm only making the clasp, which is this little part just here, let's just get that into focus. So this is what my clasp looks like, just here that we're going to be making. That's our little Clover clasp there. That's what I'm going to be making today, and then I'll be making the rest of the necklace on the weekend, I guess. Well, maybe not the whole necklace, but I'll be teaching you the technique. So let's begin. So I'll get my 3x4s out of the way now because I don't need those today. Excuse my little bead sort tray here because they are fantastic for picking up beads off of bead mats. So I need to start with, as per our little picture, 1 seed bead there, which you can use a size 10 Preciosa or a size 11 Japanese. Then your 6x4 crystal, another seed bead, another 6x4, another seed bead, and another 6x4 until, just like I have here, you've got all of them. Wait a minute, let's zoom in a bit, shall we? Let's just zoom in a bit. There we go. Hopefully we can see that a bit better now. So just like my photograph, I've got a seed bead, a crystal, and a seed bead. So there we go, just the same. So what we need to do now is just pull that down. We'll leave ourselves a little bit of a tail thread. It's not too much. You don't need too much. It's not too important. I've used about 1 meter of thread, by the way. Probably some useful information there, but essentially what I'm going to do now is just loop back around, so my thread's coming out of here, and pass through all the beads one more time. So let me just make sure it's all in focus for you because we don't want it to be out of focus. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to pass through all the beads once more, like so, and then as I pull it nice and tight, it should form nicely into a little ring of beads. If you go through one more bead extra, it does make pulling it into a circle quite a bit easier. So you can see, right, ready? Now I can just pull both threads and it brings it nice and tightly into a little circle. So if we have a look at the photograph, there's the little circle just there. Maybe I'll try and get a little bit closer with the demonstration, just so we can see. I guess this isn't the best color to have chosen. Maybe if let's see if I've got a little something that will make life a bit easier for showing you. Oh well, I'll see if I can find something in a minute. Anyway, so now I've got my little circle like that. That's the second step. That's where we're up to. So what is a great thing to do now is just to secure it, you can either tie the two threads together, but what I'll do, because I've already gone through this extra bead, if you don't go through that extra bead, you can just tie the two threads together. But otherwise, because I've done this, I will go underneath here. Doesn't matter if it comes a little bit loose. And then I'll do a surgeon's knot. So I'll go over the top and into this loop I've created at the top here. And then, so I'm going over this thread and under this thread just to get my thread through there. And then I'll go through that loop one more time again so that it's actually 2 times that I've gone through it. And then when I pull it nice and tight, it should come together in a nice little knot like that. Pull my other thread just to get it nice and tight, and then yank that until it's nice and firm. There we go. And that locks my little shape into place there, just like that. So now I need to make sure that my thread is coming out of a seed bead. Let's just have a look at the next step. So if you see in the center there, my thread is coming out of the little seed bead there at the top, sort of top left corner. Here. Jenny says there's a bit of a shadow. I do have a light here. I'll bring it down a bit closer. I didn't want it to be too bright, but if I'm causing a big shadow every time I'm moving, hopefully this will help to eradicate that little shadow. So just one second. Hopefully that will be a little bit better now. Okay, let me just continue on now. So as you can see, just here at the top, I need to add on some seed beads around that crystal, and then you pass through the next seed bead around our little circle that we made. In this particular instance, because it's a 6x8 crystal, you need about 8 seed beads in total to go around your loop. So if we come back onto my working screen just here, we've got, is that better with the light, by the way, or is it worse now? Potentially it's worse because I made the wrong light low down. Let's bring it a bit closer here. Hopefully this will be a bit better now. How's that? A little bit. It's okay. So anyway, I need to pick up 8 beads here. So I've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there we go. 8 little beads. And now I just wrap from my, where am I coming out of? Am I coming out of the right spot? No, I'm not. Haha, aren't I silly? Oh wait, yes I am. I am coming out of the right spot. Good. For a second I thought I was confusing myself, but luckily not. So anyway, with my thread coming out of the little seed bead, you loop around this crystal and then through this other seed bead here. So just pass the needle through this seed bead on the opposite side, and then as you pull that tight, it creates a little loop of beads around your crystal. Just like that there. See that? So there we are. So now we have, just like in our image, just here, the beads loop around the top of our little bead just there. So essentially what we're going to do now is again pick up another 8 beads and loop through to the around this one and into this seed bead just here now at the bottom. So I'll pick up my 8 seed beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's important that you do an even number, because right now I'm doing it as though I'm going to add a picot. Oh, Sharon asks, can I flip the camera so it's right-handed? Not a problem. Let me just do that for you. Here we go. And now it should be in right-handed mode. So for all you right-handed people, that would hopefully be a little bit easier to see. I might have a darker colored bead mat. So I'll show you what the plan is in the next few steps. And I'll just grab a quick little, grab a blue bead mat. I think I've got a blue one just here. 1 second. Where are we? There we go. Here we are. So I have a lovely blue bead mat, hopefully because the beads are a bit light. I should have checked this before, but because the beads are a bit light, I've got a darker one now, and hopefully it will look better. Let me just grab my beads as well. Good. I tell you, I'm glad I've got little sort trays here, just because I can pick up the beads so easily. There's one, and I'll grab the other one. There we go. Get my crystals. And now, here we go. Let's see how this looks, shall we? Let's just get this into shot, and then hopefully... now it's blue. I feel like one of the fairy godmothers from Sleeping Beauty. Make it blue, make it yellow, you know. Anyway, so now you can see I've got it. Hopefully it's easier to see now that it's on a blue bead mat, and I can just pop my beads back onto the table with my sort tray. There we go. How's that? Perfect, says Sharon. And lovely. Great. So I'll just loop around now, as I said I would, so that I'm going 8 beads around and into this second little seed bead just here. So around and then come on into this bead here. Oops. There we go. And then I'll just pull that nice and tight. I'll pick up, just make sure it's nice and firm like that. And you can see you've got 2 little loops now. I'll pick up 8 more. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 beads there. So now I'll just come down, and then again, where I started, essentially, that's where I'm going to come back to, so that I'm going through this little needle just here. So inside there. And what I need to do, essentially, to complete this step, because I want to add little picots at the edge of each little corner, just to make them pointy. So 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. So essentially, I need to go through the first 4 seed beads. Because I added 8 seed beads, I need to put my picot in the center of that. So pass through 4, and then add on a bead, and then I'll pass through the next 4 as well. Hello to Carolyn from Northampton. Hello, how's everybody going on in Northampton today? So I'll just pass through my 4 beads here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, like so. And then I'll just make sure my thread is pulled nice and tightly so that everything is firm around all of the beads. I'll pick up 1 little bead here, and then if we have a look at my step diagram, it sort of jumps, but I'll show you. So anyway, so that my thread is now coming out between those first 4 beads, and it's ready to add my little picot bead. So essentially what I'll do now is, if I just look nice and closely, get this in the center. Here we go. So if you have a little look, just here, I'm coming out here just now. I need to go into that one, and I've added 1 bead onto my needle. So I'll just pick up that 1 bead, head through there, and then continue along around the loop. The nice thing about going through all the beads again to add the picot is that you can really firm everything up. Now see how it gives you that really lovely little clover petal point at the top there? That's the sort of effect that we're after on all of our corners. So that when we finish, it will look something like this. So see how it's got 4 nice little pointed corners? That really sort of makes it look lovely, doesn't it? So anyway, I'm going to just thread around. I'll just rotate it so that we're always working to the top. I will thread through my beads so that I'm back in position, ready to add the next one. So through the little joining bead that was part of that first circle we made first, and then I need to go through 1, 2, 3, 4 beads, ready to add our next little picot. So there we go. Here we are. Just pull that nice and tight. Pick up one more crystal, ready to make the picot, and then thread down through that edge and pull it nice and tight again. I really like adding picots to beadwork just because it sort of really gives it sort of takes it from that rounded shape into a really lovely sort of point, which when you're trying to make something that looks somewhat floral or plant-esque, it almost reminds me of a Celtic knot now that I'm looking at it. But yeah, I really like the effect that it's getting, especially when I'm doing it with just these three. But it really helps to give it that sort of beautiful clover shape. So I'll just pass through 4 beads here, pull that nice and tight, and then add on one last little bead to make my final picot. So let's just pass through that little bead there, and then get that nice and tight there. So there you go. You can see that's pretty much the top of our clasp prepped and all sorted now. So if we have a look at one of the ones that I've done previously, which is that silvery one, pretty much the top of our clasp, whoops, is it in screen here? There we go. The top of our clasp is almost done now. So essentially what we need to do is add on the bottom section of our clasp, which is sort of the base of it, which if I just turn this over, you can see it's got this sort of little base structure that makes it really firm and strong and ready to add to your jewelry. It doesn't have to be onto this exact specific necklace or anything. You can literally put it on whatever piece of jewelry that you want. So now that I've done my little picots, I'll just thread through so that if we look at the diagram, I'm coming out just there at the bottom. See where the thread is coming out? I need to be coming out in one of the seed beads that's between like the 2 crystals from that original circle that we did at the very beginning. So if you have a look at the diagram from earlier, see how there's those 3 seed beads? After we added on all of our little loops like this, we need to go and make sure our thread is coming out through the little seed bead there. So hopefully you can see, essentially we're coming out at the exact same spot as where we were a bit earlier. So if we just pop back to my camera, I'll just thread down a little and come out of that little seed bead. If you can see it just here at the top, it's between this little loop and this little loop. So as I pull that nice and tight, I'm now in position to start creating our little base structure. Carol, I love your demos. Thank you very much, Carol. I really appreciate that. Do you know what? I think I might use this as an opportunity to take a sip of my tea. It always goes cold every week, every time I do a video. I have a cold tea at the end, but not today. I'm going to drink it all, I've decided. Okay, so now that my thread is coming out here at the base, just like, wait, I'll turn it around so it looks a little bit more like the photograph, like the photograph. So there we go. There is where my little thread needs to be coming out at the bottom. And if we look at my one just here, here it is coming out just there in the same spot at the bottom right there. So now what we're going to do, I need to pick up, have I got the right photo there? Ooh, here we go. I think I've got the right next photo. Yes, here we go. So what I'm going to do now is I need to pick up a few seed beads here, which makes a bridge between the two sides. So essentially what I'm going to do is pick up 7 seed beads, and then I'm going to jump across and pass through the next little seed bead that's around that sort of original ring that we made at the very, very beginning. So if we have a little look, I'll just show you where I'm at, try and get it so that it looks the same as my diagram. Well, I'll have to flip it, but here we go. So if we have a look now, it's the same as my photograph. I'm going to be coming out of this seed bead here, picking up 7 seed beads, and then going into this little seed bead on the opposite corner there. Leslie asks, what is the website address? Our website is www.beadspider.co.uk. So we are in the UK. I know I sound Australian, that's because I am, but it's our family business. We've all moved to the UK because my dad is British, and so we're all living over here, but we do ship internationally. So if you are in the US, Canada, Europe, or the UK, postage is pretty much right there on the website. It's automatically added. If you are outside of those places, essentially what we do like an invoiced posting system. So if, say, for example, you're in the Philippines or Australia or New Zealand, something like that, that is a typo on the website. I've just realized. One second, let me just type it correctly. There we go. So anyway, yeah, if you are overseas, what we do is send you a little invoice, essentially, so that we weigh your parcel and figure out exactly how much it weighs, how much postage is going to cost, and that's all we charge you. So if you've only got a small order, then you only pay exactly what you've ordered, rather than, you know, because I know a lot of other companies, they just go, okay, £15 if you want it sent to Australia. But if you're only placing a small order, it's very, very expensive to post that way. So for you, so what we do instead is make sure that we just charge you exactly what you're getting. Unless you're in the US or Canada, then we just have a nice flat rate, which is relatively inexpensive indeed, only £6.50. Same for Europe and the UK. If you're a member on our website, it's completely free if you're spending over £10, which is very nice, I think. So anyway, back to what I was doing. Sorry about the little distraction there. I'll add on my 7 beads just here. So I've got to pick them all up, and I'll loop across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seed beads, and then from here we're coming out, and then I'm going to go into that one on the around the circle over the top of this crystal. So one here, and then inside this seed bead, joining the 2 crystals on the opposite corner. So if you, hopefully you can see that there, that's the bead I want to go through right here. So pull that nice and tight. And then that sort of begins our structure. Because it's that 1 bead shorter, it doesn't go around, it sort of wants to sit on top, which helps us to build the structure. Let me just flip it back to right-handed person view. So now what I'm going to do is pick up some more, loop across, and then head into this one just here. So I'll just rotate it a bit around so that it's a bit easier for me to work with, and then get my tail thread out of the way. Again, I'll pick up 7 more beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I'll loop over from here, skipping all this little loop picot here, and into this bead on the opposite corner. So let's just head into there. There, and you can see, hopefully now, that I'm coming out of the same little bead. So now look at the picture. That's essentially what I've done right there. Aisha Flores asks, what are you making? I'll just show you real quickly, just in case for those who are only just coming on. I am making a beaded clover clasp. So that looks like, here we go, wait a minute. Where's the photograph? Here we go. this is what I'm making. This little clasp just here, which if you want to see it in real life, I have it right here for you to look at. This is my clasp just here that I can use because I'm essentially doing the clasp section of our Raindrop necklace kit. But yes, Sharon says, earrings forming in my brain. Yes, I think that's a great idea as well. They would look really fantastic as earrings too. So anyway, let's just thread through and then add our next loop. There we go, that's nice. So now I've got two little loops over the top, if you can see them, one here and one here. I'll pick up 7 more beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's my 7 beads. I'm going to, is that in screen? No, it's not. Here we go. So there's my 7 beads there. I'll just rotate this around. Oops, I dropped all my beads, of course. Pick them back up again. And we'll just add on that final little beaded loop just there. So if we have a little look, I'll just loop over and through that final seed bead so that I'm pretty much back to where I started at the beginning of this little ring of adding beads. So I'll just pull that nice and tight, 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 get that tight, and then that's the beginning of our little base structure sort of coming together now. So if we have a look at my next photograph, I've pretty much got this happening. Hopefully that's a bit clearer for you to see. You can really see in our photographs what we're doing. If you like the diagrams, by the way, definitely jump onto our website, which the description at the top of this video, it's at the top of our Facebook video or on YouTube, so it depends where you're watching. Just scroll up to the top and have a look at the description of the video. There's a link there that will take you to the pattern of this exact clasp design that we're doing. We also have our kit, which is going to be the necklace section of this same piece, which I'm going to be making the necklace on Saturday's video. So the video will be starting same time on Saturday, but I'll be doing the necklace section. So anyway, as you can see, I'm coming out, see in that bottom right corner, the thread is coming out sort of in the middle, just after the 4th bead of 7 in that first loop. So what I need to do is just, with my thread, I'll get my tail thread out of the way so that's not confusing anyone. And what I'll do, I'm going to just thread up the first 4 beads of this row. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Pick that up with my needle, go through all 4 beads like that. So hopefully you can see that nice and clearly. And then pull my thread through. And then I'm in position with my thread coming out just here, exactly like in our photograph just there. That's just there, ready to continue with our next step. So essentially what we're going to be doing next is joining the loops together. So if we have a look exactly where I am now, if I just, here we go. So if I add on 1 seed bead just here at the top, I will jump across and pass through the top of the next loop around. So looking at my real piece, my thread is coming out just here. I will pick up 1 seed bead, thread across, and then same on this one, 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th bead. Into the 4th bead from the next little group of 7 that we added. So not into the 5th, but into the 4th. Not into the 3rd, into the 4th. So just in there. So 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th little bead, just like that there. Pull that nice and tight, and then this is one of those satisfying moments that I really like from beading, is when you pull it tight and everything sort of just closes in together, really neat and nice, and looks fantastic. So let's just pull that tight, and then there we go. See how that just pulls it all together, just like that there. So now, with my thread coming out of my fourth bead, I just sort of repeat that 2 more times. So out of this fourth bead and into the fourth bead on the next one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Just count up the side to make sure you get into that exact bead. Because I've added 7, the reason we go through the fourth one is because it's exactly in the center. So just to show you the diagram again of what I'm doing, here's that little photo. It goes from that fourth bead, loops across without going through any other beads into the fourth one or the next one around. So I'll just add that in. Thread through the next one at the top here, add 1 more, and then go through this little fourth bead again on the first loop. So essentially it makes a little ring of beads. So I'll just pull my thread through there, and then hopefully we'll see coming together this lovely little ring. So see that there? It's a nice little circle, and then as we pull it tight, creates this cute little ring at the base. So just to be extra secure, I'm going to thread through all of those beads once more, just so it's really, really firm. There we are, because it's important that the base of your little clasp flower, clover, sorry, is firm. So get that nice and tight. Pass through it once more. And then last one here. So Kelly says, with the necklace that you're making on Saturday, do we start with making this part first, then add the necklace to it as one whole piece, or are they separate pieces added together? Great question. The easy, simple answer, which makes life a lot easier, is they're separate pieces. So you can make this one first, you can make it last, you can do whatever you want, whenever you feel like it, but you just join them together at the very end. So once the necklace is made, that's when we add this little clasp piece. So hopefully you can see it's coming together quite nicely. Maybe, I wonder if it'll let me zoom in even further. Let's find out, shall we? Let's just try zooming in a little more. Is it going to zoom any further? Oh yeah, wow. Zooms a long way, doesn't it? That's great. I'm happy with that. So anyway, that's my little piece just here. And if we have a look at the next set photograph, it should look exactly the same. So you can see now I'm coming out of one of the little seed beads just here at the back. So any of your little loop, I mean, technically this is one of the original ones that's part of the little base, those loops that we made, but it doesn't matter which bead you're coming out of. So if you thread through them a few times just to make it nice and extra secure, it does make it really sort of easy. It doesn't matter which bead you choose, as long as you make sure, I'll show you what exactly it is that we're going to do. So with my thread coming out of that bead there, which if I can show you it here, I'm coming out of this bead just here. What we're going to do is jump across, skipping the other beads and into the one on the opposite side. So there'll be, because it's a ring of 6 beads, I'll skip 2 and I'll go into the bead on the opposite side of my little back piece there. So if we have a look at the next photograph, hopefully that shows it a bit clearer. See that? So it's on the left side, the thread's coming out, you pick up 1 bead, you skip 2 beads around that little ring, and then you go through that other little bead on the opposite side. So I'll just do that now. Pick up 1 bead. I'm coming out of this bead just here, so I need to skip 1, 2, and then in the same direction, I'll come around and pass into this little bead just here. So there's that just here. Pull that nice and tight. And then you'll see it sits quite nicely on top of your little piece there. So if I just show you the next photograph, hopefully you can see it, it will sit relatively nicely on the top of our little thread just there. So make sure that you're going out of that little bead. And then what we're going to do, if we come back just to secure it, we can do this a few times, but essentially what we're going to do now is with my little bead on the top, which is this one just here, that one bead. That's my one bead on the top. This one's pretty much the anchor that will connect my my clasp to my necklace, so that I've got one sort of bead to go through nice and easily. So with my bead, I'll just have it on the top there, and then with it coming out, I just thread back through the bead I've just added, and that will help get it nice and tight. And then the bead that I just came out of at the beginning where I started, so if we just have a look, go back a few steps, so it's this bead, wait, here we go. So the bead on the left, essentially. So I went from the left, added a bead, and went to the right, and then what I've done is going from the right back through that bead and then back, so that my thread starts off exactly where it was at the beginning of this step before I did anything. So I'm going to be going back through that bead on the left side just there. That's where I'm aiming to be. So if I just bring myself back over to the camera here, I'll just, as I said, I've gone through this little bead, and then you go back into that bead that we used at the very, very beginning. There we go. And then you can do it. You can even pass through it once or twice more if you want to, just to make it extra secure, but not too many, because you're going to need to go through it again when we add it to our necklace piece. So I'll just do it once more, and then essentially we want our thread to be exiting finally from that little bead, the little anchor bead at the edge. So hopefully you can just see that one little bead there. That's where our thread needs to be exiting from. And ta-da, our clasp is finished. So essentially, if I want, I can just weave this little tail thread off, this one, which is a separate piece. We don't need this anymore. So essentially I can just weave that in, which I might as well, and I'll cut it off, but we don't want to cut off our long thread that we've been working with that's coming out of the anchor, because this is how we will attach to our little raindrop necklace, which if you didn't see the photograph of what that necklace looks like, it looks like this just here. I'm going to show you all 4 colors that we have available, or are there 5? There's 5 colors, my mistake. I'm going to do all 5 colors, have them for you to see them, but essentially this is the little clasp that goes on the end of that. So that's my little clasp here. So leaving this thread coming out of the anchor alone, I just add my thread onto, sorry, put my needle onto my thread. I'll just zoom out a bit now so that we can see, because all I'm doing now is taking off my, getting rid of this little thread here. So essentially what I can do is just, if I want to, whoops, tighten the thread here, I probably should have left myself a little bit extra thread just so it's easier to work with, but a nice simple way of doing it is passing down this little edge here, and then underneath this thread, make sure it's under the thread, so between the thread and the crystal, you go take your needle under there, and you'll see it leaves this little loop at the top here. So essentially what I'm going to do, you can't quite see it, there we go. So what I need to do now is go up so that my thread is between, my thread's coming out of this seed bead here and this one here. So I need to come up so that my thread is between these 2 seed beads again, through this loop. And then as you pull it tight, you can go through it once or you can go through it twice. I might go through it twice just so it's more secure, because I'm lazy. I prefer doing less knots. I should probably do more knots, but you know, Mr. Lazy over here couldn't be bothered. So anyway, I'll just pull that tight, make sure it goes between the 2 beads, and then as you pull that knot nice and firm, that gives you a lovely little knot on that thread, making that thread nice and secure. So now I can just sort of weave through my beads, whoops, a couple more times. I can do one more knot, I'll do one more. So I'll just go down here,
And then make sure my needle doesn't come off my thread. I definitely should have left myself more tail. So one pro tip, leave yourself more tail. So I'll just go under that thread once more, like so, through that loop, just the once this time. And then make sure that the thread stays between the two beads and pull nice and tight. And then it just hides perfectly inside that little bead there. I'll just go through a couple more little beads, and then if I've got my scissors handy, which I hope I do, I don't need this little thread anymore, so I'll just bring in my little snips, and you only cut this thread, don't cut the other thread, only the tail thread. So just come in and give that a snip, and now this is your little clasp flower loop. This can be attached to any piece of jewelry. It doesn't have to be the raindrop necklace. Like last week's video, how I've done a ripple bead on there on my herringbone thing. I didn't have to. I could have made myself another pretty one of these with the seed beads and just a nice matching color of crystal. So that was see last week's video. I could have just attached that. See how there's one bead at the base? Essentially that would be the exact same bead as my little anchor bead just here. Oops, if you can see that. So see my little anchor bead at the bottom where I'm coming out of? That's essentially where I could have instead put it on to this little clasp. See how easy was that? So essentially that is your little clasp from our raindrop kit. If you're going to add a loop, which I've got the little picture just here. If you're adding a loop to, wait, there we go. Now it's around the right way. If you're going to add a loop so that it will go around the bead, because obviously the other side of your clasp, it could be a loop, it could be, you know, whatever it is that you want it to be. You can peyote it, you can do it with ladder stitch or even herringbone, whatever takes your fancy, and you can very easily do that. So essentially your loop needs to be around about this sort of size here. So if you have a little look at this loop, it's all in the instructions. If you haven't got the instructions, they're only £2. You can get them on the website. But yeah, the little loop just there, I think it has 24 beads in the loop just there. Yes, I think that's what it says just there, and that will go nicely over the top of your demo piece. So if I just show you this one here, which is my one from my finished necklace, it just has a little loop at the other end. This one just has a plain loop. You can do whatever you want with it, really. You can make a more complicated one if you prefer. But yeah, you just do that there, and then it just pops over the top like this, and that gives you that really nice, neat finish. The nice thing is, if you're using this clasp as a bracelet as well, I'll just show you another clasp which is similar that I'm going to be making in maybe a week or two's time, because as I've said, Wednesdays is going to be my clasp day. So I'll just show you this other one just here. Where is it? Here we go. Here. So this one's quite similar, the clasp. It's a little bit different. It's instead of like a little petal, a clover, this one is more of a flower shape. So that's this clasp just here. This one I'm going to be doing in maybe a week or two's time on a Wednesday. So if you want to tune back in, that's another sort of clasp, similar, but it's a little flower. But what you can do instead is, like for a bracelet, you can just add a loop like this at the end of your work, because this one is a little netted bracelet with our Aurora microcrystals. So essentially what you can do is you pop the bracelet, the clasp section, just on the very end there, and then when you come to wearing it, it just loops over like this, and essentially it sits really nicely. Right, just get that nice and flat for you to see like that, and then it looks like a focal in the middle. You can do the exact same thing with this clasp just here and make it a really beautiful focal in the center of a bracelet. If you're wondering, this is our Vienna bracelet, just in case you fancy looking for that one on our website. But anyway, that is my little clasp just here. So let's just see, where did I put it? Here we go. So that is, there we are. That's what it looks like just there. So so essentially that's the entirety of our little video today, is making that little clasp. As I've said, I'm going to be doing the necklace section of that particular necklace. I'm going to be doing the rest of the necklace, which is this one just here. I'm going to be doing that one on Saturday, so make sure that at 1 p.m. on Saturday you are back here watching. So 1 p.m. UK time, you're back here watching with me. I'm going to be making that. I'll show you the different colorways because it's on sale now. So if you want to make along and you just want to get the whole thing, the kit includes the full instructions. So it'll have the instructions for that cute little clasp just there. Wait, let's just get that in focus. So there, it has the instructions for the clasp, but then you'll also get the instructions for the really lovely, wait, if I can just put it, there we are, you get the gist, for that little necklace there. So this one here, I forget the name of the colorways, unfortunately, but anyway, that one is a blue with a silver lined clear. This one is a clear crystal with a silver. All of them are in stock, so you can definitely, wait, let's get it in focus so you can see them a bit better. There we go. So this one is the Silver Cloud. That's the necklace that I'm going to be making on Saturday. There's also this really lovely one here, which I like the best, I think, which is sort of like goldy tones, which I think are beautiful. But I really like how the crystals make it sparkle. This one here is a really lovely purple version. So the crystals look really dark. They're not quite as dark as the camera seems to make them out. The camera it doesn't seem to like purples. Cameras, so it's very difficult to show them. And then the last one is this one, is Azure. That's this colorway just here. So that will be the necklace. We do also have a bracelet, but I'll show you the necklace because it's quite similar. But yeah, the necklace. This is what's going to be on Saturday. The kit's on sale right now, so make sure you take a look at that. If you missed last week's video, that was on our little labyrinth kit, which that used twin beads with herringbone. So again, that one, the kit is on sale until midnight tonight. The necklace, the Raindrop Necklace, which I'm doing on Saturday, you've got a week. This one, you've only got another 10 hours or so. But yeah, so that is last week's video. And as part of last week's video, again, we've got our sale on. That was again part of Saturday's video. The sale ends midnight tonight, so that's pretty much the gist of everything from last week. And then, as I've said, this coming Saturday I'm going to be doing the Raindrop Necklace just here. But be sure to, if you haven't already, head on over, have a look at the description, because up in the top I've got a link that will take you to where we have the kits on sale right now, which is only £10.50 and makes that lovely necklace. And then I've also got the instructions, the pattern for that Clover Clasp on the, wait, is it in focus? There we go. Yeah, so I've got that Clover Clasp instruction, only £2 on there as well. And then lastly, definitely, if you are not on our newsletter, that's the second link up in the description that says
join our newsletter, click on there. You can sign up, and it will you'll get emails when we're going to be doing live videos. We do free patterns quite often. Like, for example, we did a really nice set of rainbow jewelry. That's one of the videos I did just the other week, which that was a really lovely set. You've got the rainbow bracelet, and then I've also done some rainbow earrings and a rainbow pendant. All of these you can find on our patterns page. But things like that, that's the sorts of things that we tell you about in our newsletter. Hey, check out this brand new free pattern, a live video coming on Wednesday or Saturday. This is what it's going to be on. But yeah, so definitely, if you enjoyed making this clasp, you don't have to use it for the little piece that I'm going to be making on the weekend. You can use it for any piece of jewelry, which is what I really like about the clasp. So definitely add that one to your repertoire, because it makes a lovely little clasp. Don't forget, if you've missed the majority of this video, because we're about to end in a second, if you go onto the Bead Spider website, which is www.beadspider.co.uk, you can have a look at all of our videos. You can watch them on demand. If you're on YouTube watching right now, definitely make sure you subscribe, because we're live on Facebook and YouTube. So if you're on one, head over to the other one and take a look and subscribe, because I guess obviously we sort of do different things on the different media. But yeah, you can watch this video if you've missed it on demand. It will be on the Bead Spider website pretty soon. It'll be on there probably in about 15 minutes. I've got the video, because when I end this one, it sort of ends the stream, and then I have to update it with the new posts. So that is going to be on demand whenever you want to watch it on the Bead Spider website. It'll also be on our Facebook page, and you can watch it on our YouTube channel. Oh, and I'll tell you something really interesting. Just very in the last few days, which is definitely worth having a look on our website, on the YouTube channel. If you have a look on our website, on our YouTube channel, we've just had our Jermaine, because Jermaine does our YouTube videos. If you have a look on there, one of our videos, which is Jermaine's professional elastic bracelet technique, it's just received over 500,000 views. So it's potentially one of the most popular elastic bracelet videos on YouTube. Head on over there, take a look at Jermaine's professional elastic bracelet technique, because it doesn't use glue or tools or anything, but it's just surpassed 500,000 views, and I'm pretty sure it's almost all positive thumbs ups. So you can tell, that'll give you a gist of what Jermaine's videos are like. But definitely take a look over at our videos. Thank you for watching me today. Once again, as I said, I didn't finish my cup of tea. I never do, do I? I want to finish it one day, but today is not that day. So anyway, I'm going to be making the Raindrop Necklace this weekend on Saturday. So be here at 1 p.m. UK time, 1 p.m. UK time, to catch that, where I'll be making the rest of that necklace. I'm going to do it in the same colorway that I've been demonstrating with today, and then I might make that a new colorway once I've finished on our website, so that if you want that as a kit, you can get that too. But anyway, thank you very, very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video tutorial. If you've missed it, like I said, check it out on demand on the Bead Spider website. And I will see you all on Saturday. Thank you very, very much for watching. See you later.